So sad to see that most men do not know what their purpose is until the age of 30. They hit their 30s, they finally know who they are, they've done the self-discovery already, but by that time they already wasted their most crucial years. Ages 18 through 24, the ages where they could have worked to truly build something that they love. They could have done all the self-discovery work way earlier. They could have done the right things, and they could have found out who they are and be locked in for the rest of those years. But instead, those years, like most young men, were spent partying, were spent in meaningless pleasures, meaningless pursuits. All of these things that do not matter. Why? Because they didn't know what they were doing in life. They didn't know what their dreams were. They did not know what to do. In this video, I'm going to help you to fix that if this sounds like you. If someone asks you, where do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now? And your answer is one of the following: oh, I just go with the flow, man. I take it day by day. Just go one day at a time. You know, I'm just going to go to college and see where it goes from there. Then you're the one that I'm talking to. You're the person that I'm talking to, because if you do not have a concrete plan of who you are, then that's seriously an issue. And you might be telling me, bro, I'm barely 18, I'm barely 20, I'm barely 21. What are you talking about, Angel? Well, dude, listen. In these years, you cannot be average. Because what happens when you're average? You don't know who you are from a young age. You go to college and you get a job that you absolutely hate because you did not plan for it. And it isn't anything that you truly want to pursue. It's a job that you hate. It's not in a position that you love. It's not in a niche that you love. You just completely hate it. Why? Because you thought to yourself, when I'm 18 through 24, all I need to do is just party, bro. Live my young years like crazy, just like everyone else does. Be average and just spend them doing fuck all. Do you want that to be you, or do you want to spend these years working towards something meaningful, and by the time that you hit 25, 26, 27, you're set for life already. You're financially free. You can do whatever the hell you want with your life. You don't have a boss telling you what to do 24/7. I used to think that all I was meant for, bro, is to be a mediocre psychologist. Please. Like, I didn't have any direction in my life. When someone would ask me, oh, what are you going to do, Angel, after high school? And this wasn't long ago either, too. Probably 2 years ago. They would ask me, what do you want to do with your life? Oh, you know what? I'll just be a psychologist, and you know what? I'll just take it from there. Did I love being a psychologist? No, not at all. I didn't like the idea of dealing with people's mental health problems at all. But you know what? It's the only thing that I can think of to actually do. And therefore, you know what? I'll just pursue it. It doesn't matter. If this sounds like you, man, this video is for you. This winter arc, this upcoming winter arc, is a time for change for you. You're going to find out your purpose. You're going to find out who you are. And I'm going to take you through the steps that I took in order to clearly line out what my purpose was without any shadow of a doubt. And the first thing that I did is the dopamine detox. You've probably heard this thousands of times, but you need a dopamine detox, because chances are right now you are so stimulated by all of the things in the world, all of the distractions around you, and you can't even think. You can't even sit down and think about what your purpose is. You can't even begin to imagine what your purpose is, because there's no room in your brain to be able to think about it. All you're thinking about is, oh my gosh, scrolling TikTok, oh YouTube, you know what, TikTok, oh video games, stimulation. Do you think you're going to be able to find your purpose that way? Finding your purpose, self-discovery, is all about having a clear head with no distractions and clearly lining out, okay, I'm going to meditate on what my likes are, what my wants are, what is my ideal life, and what am I going to do to pursue it? In terms of a dopamine detox, it varies from person to person how long you need to do it. You must get to a point where you're completely free from addiction. You're not addicted to video games, you're not addicted to music, you're not addicted to YouTube. Name X thing that you might be addicted to. You have to get to the point where you can clearly look at yourself and say, I'm not addicted to anything, I'm completely free. Then, and only then, can you start to find your purpose. And once you do this dopamine detox, the next thing that you're going to do is journal. You're going to go sit down in a room in silence. And if you can't sit down in a room in silence, that means you're not done with your dopamine detox. A successful dopamine detox allows you to literally just be able to be present with yourself. Just sit in a room and do nothing. If you're not comfortable doing that, then you have an issue, and you have to keep on doing the dopamine detox until you're able to do that. Until you reach the point where you can read books, where you can sit in silence, where you can meditate, when you can do all of these things that aren't constantly stimulating you and are very beneficial for you. Then and only then can you move on to this next step that I'm about to give you. You sit down, silence, you journal. You journal about how you want your future life to look like, how you want it to be, how many children you want, if you want to be married. Think about X thing. You can just think about what your ideal life looks like, depending on who you are. This is going to vary from person to person, but you're going to think about what your ideal life is and what your plan is going to be able to get there. Think of a vehicle. Okay, you want to be financially free? You want to travel the world? You want to have a big family? Take them places, make lots of memories with them? It's totally cool, but you know what? Choose a vehicle. What business model am I going to start? What career am I going to pursue if you want to pursue a career? But you have to have a clear plan lined out. A lot of young people, you ask them, do you think you're going to be successful when you grow up? A lot of them will tell you, yes, I think I'm going to be successful. Pick me, I'm going to be successful. But guess what? You ask them what their plan is, and they don't even have a plan. They're just going aimlessly in life. They don't know what their plan is going to be. They don't know how they're going to get to the success that they want to have so badly. They just tell you, oh, yeah, me, bro. Pick me to be successful. That's it. But, oh, yeah, I'm going to become a millionaire. I know I will, man, but I don't know how. But you know what? I'm just going to get there somehow, someday. And then you ask them what they want to do in the next 5 years. Like, oh, I'll just go with the flow. Does that line up? No. You have to have a vehicle. You have to outline a plan as soon as you journal about. You have to deep journal about this. Deep journal about it for like 30 minutes, an hour. Once you know what you want to do, pick your vehicle, make a plan, and stick to it. A lot of people make the mistake as well, even when they have a plan. They model hop from business model to business model to business model, from plan to plan to plan. Why? Because in the way, they start encountering struggles. They start encountering obstacles. Like, oh, bro, I'm struggling with this area of my life. I'm struggling with this area of business. And now that just means that it doesn't work and I have to move on to the next business model. That's not how this works. You stick with something for years until it works. That is a mistake that I have been making for God knows how long. I tried dropshipping. I tried SMMA. I tried video editing. Now I'm trying YouTube, but the difference is I'm going to stick to YouTube until it works. No more of this model hopping from business model to business model to business model. Because what I would do is, oh, dropshipping, oh, it's not working, man. Too many obstacles. I would try for 6 months. Move on. SMMA wouldn't work for 6 months. Move on. No. I have to stick to it years upon years for it to work. And if it works in the first couple of months, that's great. But if it doesn't, guess what? Keep on sticking to it until you eventually get to the point in that place where you actually want to be. Don't hop from business model to business model, because the only thing that you're going to do is kill your own potential. You're not going to be able to learn any skill properly. You're not going to be able to pursue anything properly, because all you do is give up at the first obstacles that are presented to you. And that's not what you want to do. By the way, brother, if you want to join a Discord server with like-minded young men and women just like you who are also on self-improvement, you can join that link in the description. It's an amazing community, all right? And remember, a man who masters himself is truly free.